Now I have the same equations that I solved in part 4, and we're going to do it in a different way. In the previous part, I showed you how to do the problems by taking a common denominator on the left and the right, and then canceling the common denominator, getting rid of fractions entirely, and then solving the linear equation. Here what I'll do is, I'll just combine the x terms. Remember that both sides have to be simplified completely. So basically what I'm going to do is I go 1/3 x minus 3/5 x, and I'm going to combine it by doing subtraction of fractions. And then of course we have a +4 minus 1, which is equal to +3, and that's equal to 7. So what we're doing is simplifying both sides completely first before trying to solve for x. There has to be only one x term on one side, and all the other terms, which is the numbers, have to be on the right. And then we can solve the equation completely. Now, the only way we can combine these two is by doing subtraction of fractions. Basically, this is what we need to do. It's 1/3 minus 3/5 x. That's what we get. 1/3 x minus 3/5 x is 1/3 minus 3/5 x. The LCM of 3 and 5 is equal to 15. So 1/3, and multiply the denominator by 5 to make it a 15, because that's our least LCM, our common denominator. I have to do the exact same thing with the numerator. Same thing here. 3/5. I need to multiply 5 with 3 and then times 3 in the numerator as well. We simplify this, so we get 5/15 minus 9/15 x. So that is 5 minus 9/15 x, that is negative 4/15 x. Instead of doing all this, you could just enter 1/3 minus 3/5 into your calculator. You get a decimal number, convert it to a fraction. Much quicker. So now we combine these two terms like we did here. Let's put a line here so we know that's a rough work. And that is negative 4/15 x plus 3 equals 7. Now that we've combined both sides, we've kind of combined all the x's and simplified both sides completely. Now we try to solve for x. So that the first thing we do is subtract 3. Remember, it's the opposite of PEMDAS, subtraction or addition first. Minus 4/15 x is equal to +3 minus 3 becomes a 0, so that cancels. 7 minus 3 is 4. Now, negative 4/15 is multiplied with x. We could divide both sides with negative 4/15, but that is the same as multiplying both sides with the reciprocal. Remember that when you multiply both sides with the reciprocal, you get rid of the fraction x, and we do the exact same thing. We multiplied the left side with negative 15/4, which is the reciprocal of negative 4/15. Do the exact same thing on the right. These two cancel each other out. The negative and the negative becomes positive. X is equal to, and cancel the 4's, and your x is negative 15. So this is one way of doing it, or you could take the LCM throughout, which might seem a little complicated until you get used to it. But I'm going to do this second problem in a different way than I did in my last video. But you pick the method that you're comfortable with. So first thing is we need to simplify both sides completely, and that's what we're doing by multiplying half with 6x. So half times 6x minus half times 3 equals 2x minus 1/3. Cannot simplify the right hand side any further because we have one x term and one constant. Now 2 goes 3 times into 6, so that's 3x minus 3/2 equals 2x minus 1/3. Now combine all the x's, which means I want to collect all the x's on one side and I'm going to collect it on the left. So I'm going to get rid of the x's on the right hand side. And the only way I can do that is by subtracting a 2x. So I subtract 2x on both sides. 3x minus 2x on the left equals x minus 3/2 equals negative 1/3 because this becomes a 0. And now I have to solve for x. And now I'm going to add 3/2 on both sides. So x is equal to, and the reason why we added 3/2 on the left was to get rid of the 3/2 on the left, and then we have to do the exact same thing on the right. Negative 1/3 minus 3/2. I'm sorry, plus 3/2. So x is equal to negative 1/3 multiply with the 2 plus 3 times 3 over 2 times 3. So the common denominator is a 6, and that's exactly what we're doing here. Or just use your calculator. You will get your answer as a decimal. Change your decimal to fractions by using your calculator function. So x is equal to 3 3s are 9. 9 minus 2 is 7/6. X over 4 minus 2 is equal to x over 3 minus 3. We're not going to take an LCM throughout. We're just going to collect all the x terms on one side. Let's say I want all the x's on the left side. I'm going to keep this x here, but the one on the right I have to get rid of. So I subtract x/3 on the right and do the exact same thing on the left. So x over 4 minus x over 3 minus 2. These two together become a 0, and that's why we subtracted the x over 3. Now we still need to simplify both sides. The right side is done. There's not much we can do there. Here we take a common denominator, which is the LCM of 4 and 3, and that is 12. Double check how you need to find the LCM. So now I need to make this a 12. So I multiply the numerator and denominator by 3. I need to make this a 12. I have a 3. I multiply with a 4 and a 4 in the numerator. Minus 2 equals negative 3. So that is a 3x over 12 minus 4x over 12 minus 2 equals negative 3. 3x minus 4x over 12 is negative x over 12, the common denominator. Notice that it'll just be over the common denominator 12. 3x minus 4x is negative x. Minus 2 equals negative 3. Now we have to solve for x. So the first thing we do is add 2 to both sides. So negative 2 plus 2 equals 0. Negative x over 12 is equal to negative 3 plus 2, which is negative 1. Now how do I get rid of the 12 and the negative sign on the left? Negative times negative will become positive. I multiply with the 12 in the numerator, so that way I cancel the 12 in the denominator. So notice that if it's a negative number, just make sure that what you're multiplying with is a negative. Technically, you have a 1/12, negative 1/12, and you're multiplying it with negative 12/1, which is its reciprocal. And negative 1 times negative 12/1 on the right. The 12 and the 12 cancel each other out, numerator and denominator. The negative cancels with the negative and becomes a positive. You have x equals positive 12.